Well, hello again, and welcome to part 2 of this series of 2 about the Axminster air filter. In the last episode, you saw me have a look at it, unboxing it and putting it up in its cradle. And this episode, we're going to look to see if it's had any effect. Now, the first thing I want to tell you is this is not a sponsored video. I bought it with my own money, okay? This is an absolutely honest review, warts and all. And secondly, if you enjoy it, please remember to subscribe. Please remember to like. It makes a big difference the more you like. And please leave a comment. I love to hear from you. Okay? The first point I'm going to make before we look at the machine, when I bring it down from its cradle, is I've got to tell you I was very negative about it after about a week. It's now 2 weeks on, so we're going to have a look at, has it had any effect on my workshop? Let's look. I've taken the machine off its cradle up on the wall so that we can have a proper look at what's been going on. And I'm going to turn it round so we can look at the business end, in other words, the filters. There. Now, we're going to take this out and have a proper look, but I'll tell you something. At first glance, and it's the first time that I've actually looked at it in proper light, something has definitely happened. And there is, the filter has changed colour from a sort of bright green to a much darker green, so therefore stuff is being filtered, which I have to say I didn't expect, and I'm quite pleased to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the filters out and we're going to look at them more closely. Right, now I've seen lots of different methods that people have used to test these machines. A very common one I've seen out there is they take a clean surface or a clean surface in various parts of their workshop, operate some dusty machinery, and then check how much dust has settled either with the air filter and without the air filter. None of those have been terribly conclusive in my mind, and I think that's possibly because what you're going to see are the heavier particles that end up landing on the surfaces, while the finer dust actually stays up in the air for quite a while. I've decided to test it this way, which is not a test, as you can see, it's just pure observation, and to see how much stuff has been caught in these filters. This is kind of more the colour that the filter was. I don't know how well you can see that, was when it was new compared to this side, which has caught a lot of the particulates. There is a coating of stuff here, and what I like the most is a lot of that appears to be steel. It's probably fine dust as well, but this looks to me like the dust that I create when I'm grinding and polishing. If we look at the inner filter, that we can see has definitely, I hope you see this, has definitely caught quite a lot of muck. And I'm really, really pleased to see this. This is dark, much darker than when it was new, which you can maybe see up here in the whiter areas. It's not a colossal amount of mess, but remember, this is stuff that's gone through the first filter. So the first filter will catch a lot of the thicker stuff, and then this stuff is caught. This is the much finer stuff, but there's quite a lot of it. So let me explain a little bit about the process that I went through. As you saw in the previous video, I installed it in its cradle up on that side of my workshop, which, as you saw, was a way away from my main dusty or dust creating machinery. Not as a choice, but because I had no way of placing it anywhere nearer. So I was skeptical. I really wasn't sure whether it was going to pick anything up. The first day I did try and actively create dust. I sanded some wood, some hardwoods on the belt grinder, which kicks off a lot of dust. I did various other things, and I left the thing running for about 4 hours, which is its maximum running cycle on timer. And the next morning I came in and the filter appeared completely clean. A lot of people talk about feeling the air was different. I didn't feel any of that at all. Okay, so I was thinking, oh, this was a complete waste of money. Then as I carried on, I started using it regularly. And one of the things I did, I confess, is a couple of times I let it run all night. Now, I have a big workshop, so it had to be on full power, and I need to find out exactly what kind of consumption that will deliver. So I'll put a note probably on the screen right here of what power this thing sucks out, so that you know whether actually that's affordable. I only did that a couple of times early on, and especially after I'd done some work on a knife blade. And so I have to tell you that I only did that twice, and not that I could particularly see any difference, but as it progressed, I started seeing this filter getting darker and darker and darker. So that means that it is capturing quite a lot of dust. Not like as if I was in a woodworking shop. I think those of you who are going to use it in a woodworking shop are going to have to clean those filters pretty damn often, right? I don't do very much woodworking. It's about getting that microscopic dust out of the air. And I have to tell you that I've completely changed my mind, and I think that actually all that stuff that's captured there is stuff that's not going to go in my lungs. So that has to be an advantage, right? Because that stuff would be going in my lungs. So that's point one. Point two, what are the alternatives, right? Well, if you're working in a garage and the weather's okay, you can have the doors wide open and that will sort a lot of the problem. But if you don't, if you're in a normal workshop with maybe a couple of windows, then what are you going to do? You can get a fully automated respirator. But one, they cost a fortune, and secondly, I don't know about you, but I couldn't stand wearing that thing the minute I walk into my workshop until I walk out. So that's not practical. This does not replace using a mask. It does not replace having dust extraction and any form of dust control that you can. But that shows that even in a big workshop like this, which is 80 cubic meters, and a lot of that ceiling height, those are 3-meter ceilings, it sucked up a lot of that dust. So the final verdict, it's a definite thumbs up. It's definitely better than not having it. And if you're in a smaller workshop, I think it's going to be a real game changer personally. Anyway, that's my opinion. It's not a sponsored opinion. It's an honest opinion. Anyway, please ask me any questions, right, if you like. And please remember, subscribe, like, comment, anything. I'd love to hear from you. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you the next episode. Take care.